This is installation instructions for a rear coil spring and shock replacement for 2011 to 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee vehicles equipped with the factory air suspension system. Before we turn the first bolt, you'll need to open the hood and remove a 40 amp fuse in the J1 position. This will keep the onboard air compressor from running while we're working on the vehicle. You can see our technician has found a factory fuse puller. This is a very easy procedure. Just read the diagram and find a fuse in the J1 position and remove it while we're working on the vehicle. Now we're ready to safely raise the vehicle with an approved lifting device. Make sure that the lift is on the frame of the vehicle so it'll support the weight. Once the vehicle is safely raised, we can remove a rear wheel to get started. You'll want to find a 12mm wrench, and you'll need it to release any remaining air trapped inside the air spring. We'll remove the airline fitting, and with a light tap of a hammer, we'll make sure that the bottom is loose. A little push down and it should come right out.
Up and out.
Now locate the rod height sensor and disconnect it from the lower control arm. Our technician found that a pair of pliers worked just fine. Next, you'll cut the zip ties that hold the sensor's wiring in place. As with all Strutmasters conversion kit installations, we recommend that you read the instructions thoroughly before beginning any work. If you have further questions while you're installing your kit, you can call our technical support line at 866-998-8737. Our next operation is to pre-treat the threads of the sway bar end link and bottom shock mounts for easier removal later. To begin our next operation, you'll want to locate a jack or an underhoist stand to support the hub assembly. Once the lifting device is in place, our next step will be to disconnect the end link and the lower shock bolt. Be sure to save all the bolts and nuts for reuse later. As you can see, our technician used a small pry bar to take some of the tension off the shock bolts for easier removal. Our next step is to loosen and remove the bolts for the toe and camber links. If you're watching this video and you have not purchased your products from Strutmasters and you're considering converting your Jeep Cherokee, give one of our suspension experts a call at 866-597-2397 to discuss all your options. Now we're ready to remove the top shock bolts and remove the shocks from the vehicle. Since we're converting the air springs to Strutmasters brand coil springs, we include a new pair of passive shocks designed to work with the new coil springs. Technician simply lifts the shock up and out after clearing all the obstacles. Next, you'll want to find your replacement shock, coil spring, and related hardware that comes in your rear kit. And you want to keep them nearby. We'll put the coil spring mounting disc into place, and then you'll need a 19mm wrench and socket for this part of the operation. Watch as our technician shows you how it's done. Strutmasters invented the first fully assembled suspension conversion kit in 1999. We used a local vehicle, and we continue to design, engineer, and produce all of our suspension conversion kits using an actual vehicle instead of CAD drawings. All of our products are assembled, built, shipped, sold, and serviced from our facility here in North Carolina. Now it's time for installation of the replacement shock. Once you have everything lined up, you'll simply reuse the bolts from earlier. If you've already purchased your Strutmasters Jeep Grand Cherokee conversion system and you have questions during installation, give our tech support team a call at 866-998-8737. Next, you'll want to find the brand new isolator in your Strutmasters conversion system and place it around the coil spring mounting disc we installed a few minutes ago. Watch as our technician shows you how to line up the step slot pointing toward the brake line. Next, we'll find the factory isolator and reuse it to go over the top of the coil spring. It should slide right out of the vehicle. You can put it right on top of the spring. Once everything's in place, you'll move the coil spring into position. Now we'll use the jack or underhoist to raise the knuckle. This will help us line everything up to reconnect the lower shock bolt and sway bar end link. Once the bolts are in place, you'll just hand tighten them for now. Next, it's time to reconnect the toe link and camber links. Watch as our technician lines everything up and prepares to reinstall it. If you're watching this video and not purchased your Strutmasters conversion kit, give one of our suspension experts a call at 866-597-2397 and they'll walk you through all of your options to repair and get your Jeep Grand Cherokee back on the road again. Once everything's in place, we'll tighten that 12mm bottom shock bolt. And then we'll go up top and tighten the other part. Now it's time to remove the lower jack or underhoist stand, and we'll go back and tighten the sway bar end link. After a final inspection to make sure everything is secure, we can replace the rear wheel and safely lower the vehicle. Once the vehicle's on the ground, consult your owner's manual and use a torque wrench to tighten the lug nuts according to manufacturer suggested specs. As with all of our Strutmasters suspension conversion kits, we highly recommend a four-wheel vehicle alignment when you're finished to ensure proper tire wear. If you have any questions during installation of your Strutmasters conversion kit, have your order or invoice number ready and give our tech support team a call at 866-998-8737. If you haven't ordered your product, give one of our suspension experts a call at 866-597-2397. And be sure to like Strutmasters on Facebook for the latest news and information.